to.
For police emergency and non-emergency
Vineland Police, operator 8162.
Yeah, I'm trying to speak to somebody in regards to making a complaint. I spoke to somebody last night, and apparently they're just going to laugh at me and disregard my complaint. I have right to make a complaint, and the officers who do not want to cooperate with law, they need to step out of the way and let me speak to somebody who will.
Only person, you don't like Dave I. He's
No, don't play the whole you don't like. No, they committed heinous hate crimes against me and threatened my life. Don't say you don't like. That's manipulation.
to them. I understand you don't want to speak to them.
Okay, no. They don't want to speak to me. They harass me and hang up on me. That's them not wanting to speak to me. Don't flip it backwards like a child molester and mind rape me.
Okay, 1 second, 3.
This is what they do. They scapegoat and flip things backwards. That's all they do. Blame the victim while they're to be blamed. They're unbelievable. They don't want to serve me because I'm holy. Because I don't believe in child rape, and because I'm an advocate against cult abuse, and crime. Because I speak against crime and abuse. So they terrorize me. They think they're going to sit there and take over our police department and refuse innocent victims of domestic violence rights and services. They're going around perverting our Bible like a child molester, saying, Jesus didn't come to serve, but to be served. Refusing me services. Taking that all out of context. Here's what they do.
1 second.
They're Pentecostals. They have the mark of the beast. They're perverted degenerates. Oh, and they claim me speaking law is religion, and they said religion and law basically is perverted. That's what they did. If you speak against rape, they call you a pervert if you speak against a perversion. This is what they're using Chestnut Assembly for, because they're perverted.
Sergeant Perez.
Who am I speaking to?
Sergeant Perez.
This is Teresa Lockwood.
Hey, how you doing, Teresa?
Yeah, I don't know what Perez you are, but look, I'm looking for a lawful law enforcement officer who respects the law. Okay?
How can I help you today, ma'am?
And I basically am trying to make a complaint, okay, against Aaron Melnick and Chris Miller. And when I've done this a number of times, officers who are committing hate crimes against me and terrorizing me, targeting me, refusing my rights, and slandering me, have falsified reports to slander me and used me being a victim to basically abuse me. And slander me in your bogus, false reports, which is basically perjury, slander, and libel, heinous crime committed against me. I'm trying to make a complaint. I have a right to come make a complaint. I'm going to keep enforcing this complaint, okay, until my complaint's made.
Sure. Have you made this complaint in the past? Has it documented?
No. This whole documented thing, first of all, no, they have not made a complaint. They made a complaint that was left empty and made it look like I'm making a complaint for no reason, which I don't complain in vain, by the way. I'm not like your dirty churches, all right? The Pentecostals and Calvary Chapel and Methodists, so-called Methodists that have no realistic methods, or whatever, Catholics or whatever. And yes, I'm a woman of God, by the way. So I mean persecuted by them. So the thing is that I have a right to make a complaint. Okay, and this whole degenerates in your police department saying judge not lest you be judged, and then flipping things backwards and falsely accusing me of what I'm speaking against. I'm sorry, I don't practice crime. I don't practice these degenerate ways or whatever, and I don't pervert the Bible like you perverted chaplains. Okay, and your Pentecostals in the police department infecting our law enforcement department. Okay, our law enforcement department, let's put it this way, your Pentecostals who are mainly persecuting me have no right to run our police department like they do their perverted antichrist churches. Okay, they're not Christian, they're not of God. Okay, and they're disgusting. Okay, that you people don't. You don't have a right to run our police department like a perverted clergy, a Catholic clergy, of the Antichrist. Okay? You don't have right to run our police department like any of your deluded, confused cults of Satan. Okay? I have a right to make a complaint. All right, you can make your little list of rules. I already brought it to the courts or whatever, how you people sit there and think you can run our department and have your list of rules against complaining, finding fault, criticizing, and judging. Okay?
So, Ms. Lockwood, so if you want to make a complaint, would you like to come in person or would you like an officer to go to your residence?
I don't want to because your uniform stigmatized me when police officers mistreat me. Okay?
How can I help resolve your issue today, ma'am?
I want my complaint made, and I basically said it a number of times for the last few months or whatever, and every time I have been harassed and heinous crimes being committed against me by a number of your criminal police officers who belong in jail. They're criminals. They're not law enforcement officers. I have respect for law enforcement. Okay?
I appreciate that very much.
I do. And that, respect for law enforcement is respecting the laws of justice. And not what people falsely claim is the laws of justice, but objective laws of justice that preserve life, basically enforces what is right, not what you people falsely claim what is right, like your dirty chaplains, like your Frank Appolito, who's sitting there, and Anthony Appolito, who's going to run your food service in your national night out, who's going around quoting Romans 13 out of context, sitting there claiming, oh, well, they're authoritative and right because they're police, and that's what Romans 13 says. No, it doesn't. Falsely claiming that anybody in position is minister of God. No, I'm sorry. There's a lot of police officers who go out there and rape women and children. No, I'm sorry. They're not authoritative. That's not what our Bible says. But your perverted police officers in your police department are using Calvary Chapel to basically pervert the Bible and pervert the law. It says we owe no one anything but to respect the law. And I understand that Mohammedans in their Quran, okay, basically claim that justice is law. And basically because they were attacking justice and claiming raping women is basically justice. So I understand how people pervert what justice is and pervert what the law is. And you people make up your own rules and laws, okay? But the reality is, whatever causes harm, which I'm continuously being harmed for basically all my life since I was born, obviously. I don't know. You people think there's a right reserved for all these people to do this. There is not. And I'm basically called not authoritative, and all you people, from your chaplains to Frank Appolitos to the William Clay, who basically is my main first persecutor of these churches in freaking Vineland, who basically threatened to destroy my life, which your police officer went around, No, he did. He admitted it in front of a judge, Judge Lacavira. Okay? And I don't lie, by the way. I'm a holy woman, all right? I'm an honest, truthful person. You can get your false chaplains to sit there and all claim from Jason Palmer and sit there and say that, oh, well, we're honest. No, well, I basically proved them to be liars. No, sorry. Honesty is basically honorable and right, and it's against lying. Lying is against the law. So, they're degenerate, all right? And their basically minds are debased, and they want to sit there and copy the verses I use against them and act like they're for that or whatever. It still speaks against them. The reality is, I have a right to make a complaint. The reality is, police use these degenerates to, when they fix my roof or not fix my roof, whatever, didn't finish it, and basically harass me in my household and steal money from me that I have to pay back. I wasn't to obtain money. Huh?
Is this your landlord? How are you related to this? How do you know these individuals?
Oh, they work in City Hall. My roof collapsed, right? So I don't remember if you remember that incident. My roof's...
I'd have to look through my notes.
All right. Well, I'll give you a quick rundown on it in a couple minutes.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
My roof collapsed and we had to be evacuated by emergency evacuation. All right. So the thing is, my spouse had to be put in a hospital, and we were in a hotel. But police basically had people harass us out of the freaking hotel, and basically did a malicious slanderous report against me, made up all kinds of lies about me, and had me kicked out or whatever, and claimed I did all these violent threats or whatever, which I did not do any of these things. They did not exist. Okay. They falsely accused me, by the way, of going into a bar with my son. I did not. Told my son to stay out of the bar. And so they sat there and flipped it backwards and made up a lie about me and it said the opposite of what I said, which is continued persecution against me. So I was very kind to everybody, like I always am, unless you're basically terrorizing me. I'm going to yell at you, but I'm only going to yell at you the truth, okay? A lawful truth. So the thing is that continual targeting and harassment to falsely accuse me, because this is the thing. The law cannot be used against me. Justice, I stand on justice, am one with justice, true justice, objective justice. I am one with, okay? I am one with, justice does not stand against me. I said that in a court, by the way, a superior court years ago. And the thing is that nobody can use law against me, because I am a lawful person. So they commit crimes against me to make me look like I'm a criminal. So therefore, they have no reason to hate me or attack me whatsoever, except that they hate the law. Okay? Right. So the thing is, which, well, as I said to the courts, I said they're enemies of law enforcement. Okay? I said, if you're committing crimes against me and you're doing all these things and you're making your list of rules, no complaining, no judging, no finding fault, no criticizing, well, they're basically an attack on law enforcement. Okay, so that's being promoted by your chaplains, by the way, to enforce these bogus, false laws against the law, because I'm a lawful person, which they call me religious and legalistic, by the way, for basically speaking law and correcting their delusions. So anyway, the thing is, police used these people from city. They came in, and after I was refused services, because I called them for help, actually for months before my roof collapsed. It didn't have to go to that point. But I was refused services, and they said they had no funds, right? So then the hospital called, eventually, with me on the phone, called them, and they acted all, like, friendly, and, oh, I know, I'm sorry, yeah, okay, we'll help you, right? So they could do an assessment on my house in regards to how much it's going to cost or whatever. They said it's $30,000. I'm sorry. They only spent about $10,000, and they said that I got a grant for $10,000. Now, no money was supposed to go to me personally, but they were supposed to use $30,000 to fix my place, which they did not do. I doubt they even reached $10,000 if they reached $10,000. It could have reached $10,000. I don't know. But I had to pay back $18,000 of that. Okay? And the granted money that was supposed to go to repairing my roof, which they only used $10,000, was supposed to go to my roof. So I was granted $10,000. So in reality, I don't have to pay back anything. Hello?
Yes, I'm still here.
All right. So, oh my gosh. Vine Mobile is calling me through. I don't have the answer. They keep calling me back. Oh my gosh. Anyway. So,
I don't want to take up too much of your time today.
Okay, you're flipping things backwards. Yeah, and I'm not taking up your time either. I'm going to make my complaint against Aaron Melnick and Chris Miller for basically harassing me in my household, damage to property. Okay, damage to my lights, theft, and they refuse to put this in a complaint. Theft, damage, destruction to property from my floor to my lights, which are missing. Okay, and basically theft of material and work, about $30,000.
Sure. So this is, I'm assuming, a construction company. Aaron
Melnick is basically the director for community development in City Hall. Mm-hmm. And he harassed me in my home, and I want a harassment complaint made against him for gaslighting me, flipping things backwards, and basically making up lies about me, and then basically gaslighting me and sitting there claiming I'm the problem, and then basically trying to make up lies while he's sitting there mentally abusing me. Oh, that was like that before. Oh, that was like that before. No, it wasn't. And basically just mentally abused me every time I encountered him. Well, except for the first time. He was very, very kind the first time. But manipulative, because he made up a lie that this stuff cost about $30,000 to fix for my roof. I thought they were going to do other things because they were sitting there talking about the floor, everything else like that or whatever. No. So they basically manipulated the situation to scam. I'm gonna say city out of money, because I have to pay it back. So it's me out of money, but I'm not to receive the money. I'm supposed to receive the work done to my place. But it didn't cost $30,000. And it wasn't even necessary to use $30,000 in the first place. And I would think if they were going to fix everything like pristine or whatever that rightly like they implied would.
Miss Lockwood, have you made a complaint with his direct supervisor over it?
I did, and they're manipulating her. They're manipulating her, and they're lying, and they're sitting there, oh, well, it's complete. They didn't finish my roof in the back, and they just caulked it with a caulking. There's felt hanging off the end of my roof, and I don't even know if the external roof is finished, and they're manipulating her and lying to her. And I told her that they're manipulating, and that's another thing I said to her. I'm sitting there, oh, okay, your name is Perez. Okay, let's put this together. I sat there and said, and I called them freaking racists and shit, right? Because I'm just like, they took money. This is what I told her. I said, they took money right from me or whatever, sit there and claim they did all these work. I even confronted it, and they're like, they even said, like, Chris Miller said to the supervisor, oh yeah, well, I did this, and this. I said, no, you didn't. I said, I showed up here and you weren't even here. I said, you're taking credit for somebody else's work? Because I had the ones, okay, let's put it this way. Make this record. You want to sit there? Y'all want to attack me? So put this on record, right? So your white maggots, this is why I called them, by the way, like the last time or whatever. I said, these white maggots sat there, took credit for work that was done rightly on this is what was done rightly on my house. Everything that was done wrong on my house was by the direction or the work of the white maggots. I said, this is why the Hispanics should take over this country and destroy you white people. This is what I told them last time I seen them. And I said, they deserve it. This is what I said. So you want to make a record of that? You want to be against me and shit and have all these people sit there? I just want to let you. I said, this is what I said to them. And the thing is, I said, you people are disgrace to this freaking country, right? Because this is when they were harassing me in my yard the last day they were here. Okay, all together, because they were making up all kinds of lies or whatever and just making me look like the problem or whatever, like their chaplains do or whatever. Because I came here, I thanked the workers that were working on my roof, and I found every one of them. And the thing is, the ones who put up my cabinets wrong, okay, the one who suggested people climb through my window was the white maggots. That would be Chris Miller. There's some other guy, I don't remember his name. But he is the one that put up my cabinets wrongly and basically put them up damaged, which they said they were going to fix before they put them back up. And they did not. They put them up damaged and wrongly.
They need to go. It sounds like this needs to go directly to the Superior Court.
Yeah, because you know what? There's all kinds of crap or whatever, but this is the thing. I have a right to make a police complaint claim or whatever. And the thing is, I'll bring that to the Superior Court. That's right. You sit there. You're going to sit there. Put all the freaking crimes being happening in my home that I've been complaining about for months, and people hanging up on me and refusing my complaint, and your white maggots in the police department harassing me and covering that thing up and refusing to take my complaint because I said this to you white maggot officers.
We're not going to refuse to take somebody's complaint. We will. What I can do, there's two options here.
Nobody has a right to refuse my complaint. Nobody has a right to refuse my complaint. First of all, I have the paper on that, which was handed by, which he couldn't even comprehend. And because I spoke against him refusing my complaint. The thing is, crimes of theft, damage to property, okay, by Chris Miller and some other, I don't know his worker. He was inexperienced, by the way. He had no business working my house, and he had no experience whatsoever. But some other white dude, they're all basically, I don't know his name, but Chris Miller is responsible for it and directed him to do this wrong, all right? But my roof is fantastic, but it's not unfinished on the end or whatever because Chris Miller interrupted that. Okay, birch tree remodeling.
Ms. Lockwood.
What?
What I'm gonna do here? You have our department number. You know how to use the extensions. I'm gonna put a detective assigned to this right now.
All right.
Your call.
Okay. All right.
I'll give you the extension. You have a pen and paper?
I'm not in a. All right, go ahead. I got it.
I'm going to try to transfer you, but in case I get disconnected because I don't know how to use these phones that well, I'm going to try to transfer you over.
Right.
Just, it's 4138 is the extension.
4138. Got it.
I'm going to try to forward you right now, okay, ma'am?
Okay.
Bear with me for a second. If we get disconnected, I apologize, but I'm going to try to do that, okay?
All right. Which Perez are you?
This is A. Perez.
A. Perez. Are you the only A. Perez?
Yep.
I just gotta look up your name. I don't know why you people don't give first names, but I'm just gonna look it up on staff directory.
It's all disposable. All right.
All right.
Have a good day.
You too. I have a right to make a complaint.
Detective Cole.
Yeah, this is Teresa Lockwood. Lockwood Surveys. I was transferred by an officer Perez, and he said that this is he's going to forward this to detective because okay, well, I don't know exact words. You can ask him or whatever, but I have a problem with theft of material from funds that was supposed to be done to my home by the city and through the city, and I was harassed and bullied, and property taken or destroyed by these people with their reckless disregard for well, everything that accumulates my complaint against the crimes being committed against me. So grants were stolen that was supposed to be done to my home, and I was harassed in my home, and there's police that are basically refusing to properly take complaints, and police officers who are falsifying complaints against me, slandering me, altering my words, or refusing to make a record of my complaints of these heinous crimes being committed against me. And this is Teresa Lockwood, 856-457-7114. Thank you.
Thank you. To review